Hello and welcome to another video. All right, let's jump right into this first one. So first, let's take a couple of notes. Anytime we are dealing with proportional graphs, we want to be sure that we are doing y divided by x. Okay, that is what we're using for our formula. Next, we want to be sure that anytime we're writing an equation, it's y equals kx. So once we find that, if it's proportional or not, and then we find the constant, which is k, then we can go from there to write our equation. So first one to do for me is I like to see if it's proportionate or not. So as you can see, it passes through the origin. So yes, that is proportionate. This next one, does it pass through the origin? No, so it's not proportionate. And guess what? After that, we don't have to do any more work for this one. Okay? This one,
I made a little mistake, but this one is not proportionate. Yes. So this one is a no, and I'm going to show you why in a second.
Going through 0, 0,
we wanted to say 0, 0, 0 for x and y,
or anything like that.
That is the only way that we can already tell from the graph that it's not proportionate.
All right.
But so, let's take a look.
Let's go ahead and move on to the second part. We're looking for the constant. And as you see right here, we have 6. And that is also lined up with 96. So the way we're going to do that is y divided by x. So y is sky high right there, and x is right here. So we have y, which is 96, divided by 6. And we're not supposed to use a calculator, but whenever we're doing 96 divided by 6, we're going to go ahead and get our answer, which is going to be 16. Okay? So 16 is what? 16 is our k, which is our constant. So k equals 16. All right, let's look at how we want our equation written. We want our equation to read y equals kx. So we know that we have a y, and we know we have an equal sign, and we know we have an x. That's our variable. But what is our k? What is the k? The k is 16. We're just going to plug that right back in.
Okay, let's work on this next one for number 3. So I made an oops right there, and I put yes, but it's actually a no. So when I do this, this is how I figure it out. When I make my second little chart, which is going to be my k, I'm going to make another little side of my graph, right? I'm going to be doing the same thing as you see up top, which is y divided by x. And I'm doing 4 divided by 1. 4 divided by 1, let me label that, x and y. 4 divided by 1 is going to give me, of course, 4. And so when I got here and I did 6 divided by 2, I automatically knew that this was not right because it gave me a decimal. And anytime since I didn't get 4 right away, I knew that it was not proportionate. So as you can see, we're changing this to no, because that is not proportionate. And we can keep solving. 8 divided by 3 gives you 2.667, so on and so forth. So it's hard to determine if it's going to be proportionate right off the bat, just because it wasn't going right through the origin. And that looks like, 0, 0, or x is 0 and y is 0. So we don't have any more work to do on this one.
Let's look at number 6, because we're doing some evens. Number 6 reads, the cups of tea and the tablespoons of honey. X is right there, and then we have our y, which is the tablespoons of honey. I like to make my extra little column right here, and I'm going to be putting my k there. So remember, y divided by x, which is 7 divided by 4, is going to give me 1.75. Okay. Then I'm going to move over to the next one, which is a little different. It's 17.5, and we're going to divide that by 10. And guess what? It's going to give me 1.75 again. Just to be on the safe side, we are going to check that 12 and that 21, which is going to be the same thing. Y divided by x, 21 divided by 12, and surprisingly, it gives me my 1.75. So we can already see with all these k's, which is my constant, equaling 1.75, we know that yes, this is proportionate. What's my constant? We just solved for it, which is 1.75. So what's my equation? Remember, y equals kx is where I'm modeling my equation from. So again, y equals something x. What's my k? My constant? 1.75 is my constant. All right, let's look at, let's look at number 8. This is another even one. Number 8 asks if it's proportionate. So what I didn't do on this first one that I can automatically see is that it is proportionate, because as you see, it's 0, 0. It goes right through the origin. So we can already say that yes, this one is proportionate. But we're going to make my extra little column, which is my k. And we're going to divide y. It's kind of hard to see. And then that's an x. So 16 divided by 2. And you probably know this off the top of your head, which is 8. And then let's do the next one. 32 divided by 4 right there. And it gives me 8 again. 48 divided by 6 is going to give me 8. And 64 divided by 8 is also going to give me 8. It's very important that you check every single one of those, because at some point you might get one and it'll have 7 at the bottom, or the last one will be 6. Who knows? Check every single one. All right, so we already know that it's proportionate, and our 8's right there tell us so as well. Now we're looking for the constant. The constant, which is k, is going to be, you got it, 8. Now my equation, y equals kx, we're just plugging and chugging. We have y, we have our equal sign, we have our x. What's my constant? 8. Y equals 8x. Let's look at number 14. Number 14 asks, is it proportionate? We can already see that it is not going through our origin. So no, it is not proportionate, and we don't have to do anything else with that one. Okay?